What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. And right now, the stock market is crashing, and it may affect how your second stimulus check pans out and what will happen with the future of the virus now spiking in the United States and what we will be seeing with the stock market crash going forward. The Dow Jones Stock Market Index just dropped by 650 points. It was actually down by as many as 850 points during midday, and that is the largest stock market one-day drop in over 2 months. The reason this is because the US has just set a single day record 2 days in a row of the most virus cases we have ever had in the United States in one day. And on pessimism of whether or not we will get a second stimulus check and a second stimulus package done before the election, with the election now only about 1 week away. We just broke our one-day all-time high record of 75,000 cases, shattering that with 83,700 cases, and then the very next day, another 78,000 new cases. Over 150,000 new people infected with the virus in just 2 days. And with this new news coming out and the virus only getting worse as temperatures are getting colder, the threat of a second shutdown coming becomes more and more likely, as we're already starting to see this happen in parts of New York City and possibly even more across the country. Well, the stock market is not liking any of this. And if you have money in a 401k, if you have money in a retirement pension that is linked to the stock market, or if you're just looking for a deal to buy some stocks on the cheap, then this really might affect you. And if we do not get a second stimulus package agreement done before the election, which is only in 7 days at this point, it's likely that we'll see stocks drop lower and lower and lower. It's a possibility we could actually see the stocks go down every single day unless we get an agreement up to the election. And a lot of analysts think, and I think this also, that if Joe Biden wins, we will see at least a short term, even more stock drop, because Joe Biden wants to raise taxes on corporations he wants to raise them from 21% to 28%, which is one third higher taxes for corporations. And the problem with that is that every single company in the stock market is a corporation, which will have to pay this higher taxes. If Joe Biden does win the presidency and corporations and businesses have to pay higher taxes, then it's pretty likely that we will see stocks drop at least in the short term. Because if businesses have to pay more taxes, then they're not worth as much. They won't be making as much profit because it'll be going to taxes. Now, this is bad news if you have money in a 401k or a pension fund or money in the stock market now, but it's good news if you're looking to buy stocks on the cheap and you're looking for an opportunity to get into the market or add more money to your 401k and basically be able to buy at a lower price than we were last week. So we have two opportunities here. One, stocks could go down before the election because of a stimulus check agreement. If they don't come to an agreement, stocks are likely to keep going down. But if they do come to an agreement, I would expect a large surge of probably 1,000 points just in one day alone if they do come to an agreement. Now, if Joe Biden also wins, we could also see stocks drift down, at least in the short term, as the market adjusts to basically saying, every single corporation out there is now going to have to pay higher taxes. But if President Donald Trump wins, I think the reverse would happen, again, just in the short term, because President Donald Trump wants lower taxes for corporations and for the wealthy. Now, my personal opinion is I do think companies that make billions of dollars, such as Amazon, should pay some taxes. I mean, it's not really that good for their stocks if they have to pay more taxes, but for the country overall, somebody has to pay taxes. And I personally would rather see companies that make billions and billions of dollars, like Amazon and GM, and somehow avoid paying taxes because of previous losses on their books and write offs that they have gotten, and tax deductions and government incentives, that they should be the ones paying the taxes, because I'd rather have companies that make billions of dollars pay taxes instead of you and me. Again, the taxes have to come from somewhere, so you can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now, I will say one thing though, is the one good thing besides a buying opportunity when stocks drop is that all of a sudden Congress takes notice when the stock market starts dropping like a rock. The first thing they do is they want to start bailing out the stock market, just like they did in March of this year and they did in 2009. And I really am optimistic. I'm really bullish on stocks in the long term because I think the Fed has proven at this point that anytime the stock markets now get into a big trouble, like nationwide trouble, such as the economic crisis and depression of 2008 and 2009 and now this pandemic, I think the Fed has now set the precedence that anytime something bad like that happens, they will step in and do stimulus. We've already passed 4 stimulus packages, even though this last package has been taking a while to get through. And they'll also pump up the stock market by buying bonds and buying treasury notes and all sorts of things that pump up the stock market. See, when the Fed starts buying billions and billions of dollars in bonds, companies can basically lend out more money to the government at dirt cheap rates, which basically means they can borrow money at really cheap rates and make more money on it. Because if they're getting money for free or dirt cheap, and then they reinvest that back into their business and make record profits, well, that's only going to make them even more money. And then the next problem is that companies that have done poorly, such as GM and airlines and countless banks, have now seen that the government will bail them out if need be. So they can be riskier and riskier, such as Wall Street banks. All they do is take more risk every single year. They do the craziest investments that you and I would never do. And what happens? They make boatloads of money until the party's over. Then, when the party is over, the government steps in and bails them out. So long term, I really see a lot of opportunity in the stock market because I think at this point we have only nowhere to go but up in the long term. I think we're going to have a lot of volatility here over the next few weeks with the election and the second stimulus package that they're negotiating on. And if Joe Biden wins, we definitely could see a short term downtrend, which in my opinion would be a buying opportunity. So if you have money in a 401k or you're looking to invest in the stock market, if we see a drop here after the election or right before the election, it might be a good long-term buying opportunity where you can make some money long-term by buying in on the fear of what is going on in the market right now. And long-term, the Fed has shown us that when anything bad happens, they will step in and bail out the stock market and the economy. So then going forward, that's a very good sign. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below if you haven't yet. This way you won't miss out on new videos about the second stimulus check and related videos. Oh, hey, guess who wants to say hi? Can you say
Hi,
can you say happy Halloween?
I'm Halloween.
Can you say crush the virus?
Good Halloween.
Say crush the virus.
Good Halloween.
All right, say bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
What?
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Also, I want to give you the next clue to what is in that box. If you can guess what's in that box, you could receive $125 from me. I'm giving it out to 2 people for a total of $250 because we just passed 250,000 subscribers, and it's a pretty fun game to play, or so the viewers tell me. So, here is the next clue to what is in that box. I will be giving you 1 clue per video. And the next clue to what is in that box is if you had this item, you should keep it in a safe. One more time. If you had this item, you should keep it in a safe. Let me know what you think is in the box. Leave a comment down below to what you think it is. And if you guess correctly, you'll be entered into the pool of people who have guessed correctly. And from there, we will randomly pick 2 people. And you can click on this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have replaced their entire 9 to 5 income by selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do it. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.